Welcome to the Good, Better, Betterness podcast. We're here to get real about what really matters, not accolades or achievement, not doing more or having it all, but stripping away the extras so that you can be more present, more grounded, more rested, and more you. We're your hosts and co-founders of WellRise, Denise
and Kayla. The Good, Better, Betterness podcast is a monthly chat with and for Black women about what self-care is and how you can make it an intentional part of every single day. We share real stories with real women who are devoted to living a life rooted in better wellness and living in harmony with the world around them. Take a seat, take a breath, and explore how deep and radical self-care can transform your life. Welcome, y'all. Today is our Mother's Day special, and we're so excited to have a familiar face join us. You might remember her from our epic Wellness Wednesday episode back during the I Am Fierce season, the one where we were all taking notes and self-care and styling gems were dropped, okay, by this sis. I'm so excited for this conversation.
Yes. I know I have my notepad ready. It was just literally straight gems the entire time you guys were talking. I was in the background, but I didn't get a chance to talk, so I'm excited for today as well. But before we get into this episode, anyone who's listening, make sure you get your notepad because Tot literally, just speaking to her on a daily basis, she is consistently dropping knowledge, insights, wisdom, and really just straight up, like, it comes from a place of true, like, authenticity and compassion. Let's give a warm welcome to our amazing guest, Tot Jones. She's a lifestyle extraordinaire, wardrobe whisperer, faith activator, and strategist girl. You wear so many crowns, and we're getting tired, just like listening, following. We're getting tired and inspired is what we put here. Tired and inspired, just listening and following to your journey, because we know, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that's going around in the background to put forward that really polished look that you do, even if it's just on those Sundays with Tot on the Chicago street.
That's it.
There's a lot that comes into every single, post, image, and everything that's coming together. So warm welcome to Tot Jones for joining us today on the Good, Better, Betterness podcast. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you guys. Why am I getting emotional? I just appreciate the welcome, but I adore your journey. Both of you all, like what you are building and what you've built. And I subscribed early on. I'm like, I remember getting the emails. Like, I absolutely, and I have a couple of friends that are therapists. I'm like, you need to tell your clients they need to get these, get a box, get a betterness box. Like, I just absolutely, and hearing like now it's like evolving. I just love it. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you so much. So I'm going to kick things off with an icebreaker. So we know that gifts are a love language, and many will be trying to figure out like, what am I going to get my mom, right? Or the moms in their life that might be an auntie or even a grandma, right? Our segment, Put That Ish On, is an opportunity for you to share a product you love. The people want to know, right? What is a product that you absolutely cannot live without?
That's hard. That was not on my list, Kayla. That question, you just sprung that on me. A product that I cannot live without. Oh, I think this is a big universal, aside from like body butters and things like that, but earrings. If we just take a moment and look at all three of us, we did not plan this, we did not discuss this, but the earrings are earringing, okay? I think every woman should have a great pair of earrings, whether that is a solid pearl, a great hoop, a statement earring, which we all have. I think earrings are a gift that you could give, and it is unexpected, right? But it's something that the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, when I was getting dressed, my mom was like, "Where's your earrings?" I said, "Girl, those are the moment. Give me a second. Let me figure out what this top is going to look like, right?" Because I don't know. Because the earrings for me are the icing on the cake. So I think, and people do not talk about. We talk about accessories, but people, to me, In my styling world, don't discuss earrings enough. Earrings are the icing on the cake. That's it.
Nice.
It's
I
just
love
that was
shout
surprise.
out. Right. The little cherry on top. Denise is wearing our designed Let Us Glow earrings. And I'm pretty sure Let Us Glow is sold out, but definitely
We definitely
it's
have.
not. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look
I
at God.
love
Y'all,
it. And
y'all
listen, we
turned
didn't
it
even plan that. We
into
did not plan
TikTok.
that. That just happened organically. Okay. I didn't even. Amen. Show us one more time. But
Amen.
Just
come
one.
on. We need a mic drop.
So beautiful.
Well,
Right. Boom, 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 boom.
yes, they are available at the website. It is the Let Us Glow box, actually. That these earrings. Great for summer, but really
Yes.
everybody.
Yes.
Earrings. So yes, people have their things, right? Some people are shoe people. They're like the shoes make the outfit.
Mhm.
I was watching something earlier and it was like Sexy Red and Janet Jackson. It was whatever it was like a sneaker show. And I was like, so many different styles, but there's certain things that like
Yeah.
it's still an accessory that gravitates and reaches
Yeah.
multiple different, people on all different ends of the spectrum of whatever.
Yes.
So
I
earrings,
love
that
it.
is a good one. I have not ever considered to buy my mother earrings for Mother's Day, but that is oh, you know what? I lie. I think I have bought my mom.
Okay, good.
I
Okay.
think I have bought her some because I think I saw some green ones and her favorite color is green. So I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
good. Oh,
I think
yeah.
I have bought her some. But it is a good thing to also replay because you can never have enough.
You can never
Um,
have.
Cool. Thank you very much for that. And before we jump in, because this is a Mother's Day special, we added an extra little kind of nod in here so we can give a little extra nod of respect to celebrate an icon who's been a mother really to many generations of Black women. We're talking about Dr. Maya Angelou. And
Yeah.
Dr. We call all of our ancestors around here aunties. So we call her Dr. Mama Auntie Angelou.
Yes. Yes.
And we say she was a true inspiration and obviously a reminder of the strength and resilience that Black mothers have always had to embody and have always embodied here. So like I said, our icebreaker for today was definitely put that ish on. But we wanted to add an extra little nod here from somebody who has taught us many generations of Black women many lessons.
You want to know a fun fact?
Yes.
I have an autographed copy of I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings.
Oh, wow.
There's no way.
I know. I really, really wish I would have. It's like right downstairs in my basement. Yeah. And I've had it since I was probably 13, 14. Yep. My cousin went to a signing, and I was at a certain point. I wanted to be a poet. Don't ask. Our mutual friend, Denise's mutual friend, Arshelle, she can tell you this was true. I used to have my friends like write down poems in my journal, and I was obsessed with Maya Angelou. And I was like, yeah. And Carol Moseley Brown, those were two people I was obsessed with randomly.
Ooh.
So I have an autograph copy. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Random.
Thank you.
That is amazing. I hope it wasn't lost in the move. I'm coming
I
over
know,
and
right? I'm
grabbing
gonna
that.
go make sure that I have it still. Yeah.
Do not invite Kayla over to come help unpack.
I got sticky hands. I got sticky hands.
Okay. Noted. We all need good friends, but not friends that lose things in the
That's right. I
move.
don't want your help unpacking if you gonna leave here with stuff, right?
Right. Mm-mm.
Oh, hilarious. Okay, let's get into this conversation. Let's rewind just a little bit. Many of our listeners might remember your fierce journey from our Wellness Wednesday episode, but today we want to hear about your journey to becoming a mom. What was it always a part of your plan, right? Did it take any unexpected turns? Share, some moments maybe during your pregnancy journey, but yes, the becoming a mom, you know, part of your journey, if you would expound on that a little bit for us.
Oh, what a colorful journey. But I will say this, I always knew, not like a little girl, I hear people say that isn't my story, but at a certain age, I knew that I wanted to be a mom. I knew I wanted kids. I did not have like a fairy tale around it or like a fantasy or an idolization regarding children, but I knew that I wanted children. I knew that I loved kids early on. My brother and I are 10 years apart. So when I was 17, he was 7. So I was always like his first packages in the mail, when we first started to really order things, they all came from me. He's like, I'm like, you got a package with your name on it, that whole when it was a big deal to send people things, I would send my brother things. So I knew early on that that I felt nurturing. And I have a lot of younger cousins that I've always been close with. And I always would be the cousin at the party with no kids. At my friends' parties, I was always very hands-on and I just loved children always. And so I knew I wanted to be a mom. And in 2011, I think I've shared this. I don't know if I shared this here, but well, when we spoke before, but for those who may be listening, not know my story, because yeah, it's a colorful story. In 2011, and I'm sure your audience has grown tremendously. So what am I talking about? Okay. In 2011, I had a daughter that passed away. And her name was Sarah. And that was devastating. She passed away at birth. She was just over 1 pound. And as most women know, your pregnancy is 40 weeks. I had Sarah at 23 and a half weeks. And she was alive just for 3 hours. I gave birth. I pushed her out, had an epidural, all of those things. So after having Farah, I went on this kind of healing crusade, healing journey of doing things for moms that look like me. From 2011, after that, I did like grief therapy, grief group therapy with the hospital where I had her here in Chicago. I became very involved about speaking up about just moms that have had children that passed away at a very early age. People would share their stories with me about how they've gone through what I've gone through, but they never really, some people didn't name their child, and people were just sharing. I would have people share their journeys personally, and I started to share. I guess I do want to go back to and say I shared all this stuff on social media. So let's be clear. People wasn't just walking up to me, but early on in the beginning stages of Instagram, I was sharing my journey. Let's talk about Farah. If anyone wants to search the hashtag Forever Farah, you're gonna see a bunch of wedding stuff, and then me with like March of Dimes posts, doing March of Dimes work, and just talking about just being a Black mom whose child passed away and what that grief journey looked like for me. Fast forward, and I know I feel like I'm skipping a whole bunch, but I did a lot for a long time to honor my daughter. And I feel like God just really began to heal me at a deeper level where I had started to go into a not so safe place of grief and just really, really a lot of pain. And I would say around 2018, 19, God really just started to really deal with me about that grief and what that looked like. Fast forward, healing happens, supernatural, right? This is a bunch of years of just sad on that day, never taking any bookings, no clients, nothing on my calendar on April 3rd. That was my daughter's birthday. My birthday is August 3rd. She was born April 3rd. So I'm like, nope, threes are a thing. We're not doing anything, right? Healing happens. I feel better about life. I'm like, okay. I always knew that even after that, I wanted children. I would write stories. And when I launched my blog, kind of, I'm not doing much on the blog is not active right now, but the website is up. But when I launched my blog, I launched it on April 3rd, 2015 to honor Farah. Tells you how I was in the journal. Denise definitely knows. And fast forward to February 1st, 2021, 10 years later, I have my son, Dylan. I have my son at 24 and a half weeks. He was 1 pound, 12 ounces, right? Crazy. And I started to learn different things about my body that my doctors never discussed with me. Technology, obviously made that easier for them to look at and understand. And we knew that I was high risk. At this point, I'm in my late 30s. And here I am having a baby who already had a baby that passed away. And my doctor, we celebrated viability. For those who, when your gestational age, you want to be 40 weeks when you have a baby. When you reach 24 weeks, you're like, okay, my baby can come out and there is a high probability of my child surviving, for those who don't know that language. And we celebrated viability like that, I don't know, like Tuesday. And like that Friday, I started having contractions. And I kept calling my doctors. I'm like, I don't feel well. And here we are. And my son, Dylan, was born. And I'm going to merge this into the second half. I'm going to share that he was in the NICU for 3.5 months. We spent 112 days in the NICU. I'll stop it. I know that was a lot.
Quite a journey for sure. And I think I'm just honored to know that to heal around the subject, right? Some people like go into their own little bubble after loss and they try to figure it out on their own, but you were out like serving, right? The people that related to your journey. That is a tough kind of healing journey. And so I just want to honor that you decided to do that and walk that out and be public about it to help other women. I'm sure there's countless women who actually benefited from you sharing and doing the work you did. So thank you for that.
Thank you. It was nothing but God, because it was God, and it was also healing to be amongst people that experience what I experienced. So serving was healing my heart.
Yep.
I would even challenge anyone who is experiencing any pain to find a place to serve. It is healing to serve.
I agree. 1000%. 1000%.
Yeah, that's one of the things I thought was very kind of like inspiring and interesting about your approach, right? Because I think in dealing with adversity at times or challenges, a lot of times we kind of just like go internal. Right. But like you said, that ability to actually speak about what was going on and start to research and be like, how common is this? Like, am I the only one that's experiencing that? Starts to actually break through some of the stuff. And so it's really interesting how you did. A lot of people just don't take that approach of like, let me go serve, let me go tell my story, because you're processing it, dealing with it while you're actually seeing more of it. I mean, understand that like these things are a little bit more common or are happening more, and you're able to like through that service find the community of people that you can actually like have more vulnerable conversations with that help to kind of break through some of that. I have a question. I don't know if where we are on the list of things, but the question I wanted to kind of ask though, because you kind of hinted on it, but I think that dealing with the situation and then mentally preparing to go and face that situation head on again, it takes some level of another level of preparation, if you will, right? Like I could deal with it, be like forgive and forget and then carry on, and like I never have to see that again. I never have to see that person, experience whatever again. Can you talk a little bit about like once you determine like, no, I'm actually going to prepare myself to do this again, what that piece of the journey kind of like entailed, or how that piece of the process kind of like worked for you?
Oh my gosh, girl. It wasn't even I like to do things. I'm very structured in certain things, but that preparation it wasn't structured. It was very interesting. Let me say this too. Some of my early writings and like blog posts and communications and things I would pour into my phone privately, publicly about Sarah, I was always vocal that one day I was doing so good, not crying. That one day I will tell her siblings about her. I always knew that I never lost hope that I would be able to have children. So when it was when I met a man and I was like, okay, here we are. I was always open to the possibility of conceiving. And so that's why I think that preparation wasn't it it wasn't it didn't take a lot of structure. I was always open to, when God sends this man, I want a child. Even when I like in dating, I would tell guys like, I want kids, here I am, 35, 36, just really. And, now I'm almost 40. I'll be 40 in a few months and I have a 3-year-old. Here we are. But so that preparation was really just always never losing hope. Never, ever, ever losing hope. Even when hope lost me, even when I did not have I was married and divorced after that, I always was like, well, I'm gonna have kids. So yeah, I never lost hope. And I think that helped when I did find out I was pregnant. I said, I was like, oh, okay, God, here we are. Yeah.
I love that.
It was really just like, here we are. But the healing, because I had really began to heal, really start healed, not even begin. I feel like I healed a lot from that journey with Farrah, the grief, that I was able to celebrate my pregnancy minus trauma, if that makes sense. The trauma of being pregnant. So when I did go into preterm labor yet again, it was not traumatic. My best friend is always, whenever we tell the story, she's like, you had this weird piece about you. And we were on FaceTime. He's a COVID. My son, I had him during COVID, during the whole situation, the pandemic. So only one person could be in the hospital. And I was in there, I'm like, play my theme music. I had a worship playlist. I had I'm like, play my music. Dad, you read the scriptures. We don't know what's about to happen, but what we do know is that God is in control.
Amen. I love it.
I don't
Your
even
faith
know.
Definitely kept you. I'm just gonna say that.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I give all the details.
I'm gonna do my best not to cry during this episode. It's just a beautiful story.
I know
Your
I'm trying to
story.
stay on script, y'all, but I'm like, I just have so many questions.
Yeah, I got my tissue right here.
I do have a question though. It sounds like you were at peace, right? With
Yes.
whatever the outcome was going to be. But I found in my own personal situation, like anxiety sometimes lives around you, right? Like the other people in your circle or in your community, your husband, fiance, boyfriend, significant other, whoever is around you in your support network, they sometimes carry that anxiety and other stuff from your past trauma, right? So how do you manage and navigate those situations? Were there conversations that you had to have, like, this is who I need you to be and this is how I need you to be to support me in through this? Did you have to have any of those conversations, or did you feel any of the kind of like pressure of the past trauma coming from the people who you were also like, hey, I've dealt with this. I need you guys to also kind of like push through so that we can actually, deal with the current situation of where we are?
Man, that is so loaded. Okay. It's so loaded because when people go through things with you, yeah, like if your girlfriend, your girl goes through a breakup with you and you go back to that man, you know what I mean? She be like, girl, you know what I mean? And that's just a breakup.
Absolutely.
Right. So imagine all of my close friends grieving with me and holding me up and praying for me. And then I go into preterm labor. All of these things happen really quickly with Dylan, and everyone is like looking around. like what's happening. I don't remember because I have mommy brain. It's bad. I'm exhausted. But I don't remember having any formal. I didn't have the energy to have any conversations with anybody.
Mm.
Boom. I was like, everybody line them up, like just get in line. And anyone that was not acting or speaking the way that I needed, I did separate myself. And that was few, very few. My best friend, she said she kept praying and saying to God, not again. She cannot go through this again. My one of my good friends, Arshelle in Texas, she kept saying he is going to be okay. We're talking about this 1 pound baby in the NICU. Like when everyone around me has so much hope, I feel like they partnered with my hope, and my hope was centered in Jesus. And we were all like, he's gonna be. I mean, it was times I was like freaking out, not because I was like scared something that I would lose him, my son, but it was more so like, what does this journey look like? What is going to happen? And I would get this peace, like, but he's going to be okay. So so the people around me, I led by example versus trying to have these pep talks because I was so exhausted during my journey. And I will say, when I gave birth to Dylan, it was a 1 day thing. I was like, I went in having contractions, and that within 6 or 7 hours, I had the baby. So it was not like I did bed rest or anything like that. To have time to, so literally I was like pregnant 1 day and I think I had just celebrated like a 6 month. I did like the half a bake with the Ben and Jerry's. You know, I'm doing all the things. Okay.
I think I remember seeing that because I was like, oh,
Yep. Here we go. I'm like,
content.
what you say?
Hot has all the content.
I said, come on, content. Always on the content.
Yeah. Okay, I should have been laying my butt down, but baby, I was like, hey.
I'm gonna run to the store real quick and get this half-baked ice cream because it's the day right now.
This is the day, exactly. Yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna do all the things, and then I went in the hospital, and it was like, oh yeah, we're having a baby today. I'm like, oh yeah, and so everyone got on board. I will say that everyone got on board and was able to support me, and the people that mattered the most. Yeah.
Yeah. And I hear you saying like your tribe is really important, right? To have those people around you. I'm happy you were too tired to hear any of the naysayers and or have any of that anxiety kind of seep in, right?
Yeah.
But to proactively do that, right? For mothers out there too, to proactively kind of protect yourself, just knowing and maybe not knowing how important it is to protect yourself from that, no matter who it is. And I can imagine Black folks and Black mamas, Black aunties, cousins, right? We be projecting a lot. So we gotta heal from our own stuff sometimes before we start projecting that stuff on others. But just to wrap this section up, if there's any kind of advice, right? Any kind of tidbits that you would give mothers who are maybe facing a similar situation, you know, as a NICU mama, if you identify as that, or just
I
through
do.
process it out.
And do.
I love it.
Oh, that's good. Thank you. Yes, I love all the NICU stuff, girl. I love all the stuff. Boy, mom, NICU mom. I'm just because I knew I wanted to be a
Give
mom.
me all the titles.
I love them.
Right, all the time.
Yeah. Yes, if you wonder if yes, I do. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
I think protect yourself, protect your peace. When I gave birth to Dylan, I did not share like on social media publicly for 6 weeks. It was me.
That's good.
And my tribe and the breast pump because he was getting all the milk that I could give him. Okay. I was exhausted and pumping and running to the hospital every single day. I did my best to protect my peace and not follow any whatever your former self looks like prior to being a mom. I had to allow that girl to
Wow.
be gone.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at that because I'm an older mom, right? So I'm cool. I feel like anything that I had established and set up as this, as far as my character traits, when I became a mom, I was okay with it, putting those things to the side. I love the content. I love taking pictures. I love capturing the journey. I love sharing the journey. I love serving, right? But all of those things was pre-mama to Dylan Tot. What Dylan needed was all of me. He needed a new me. And I met a whole new woman the day that I became mom. And I'm still getting to know that woman. I'm still like, who are you? I'm still looking in the mirror and understanding who I am as a mom to Dylan and what that means even for my identity. And I'm not afraid to explore that. I didn't lose myself. I'm meeting a whole new version of me. And she is resilient. You know, I'm a fighter. My son does have some things that he is fighting with, and he didn't walk until he was almost 3 years old. He does. They've diagnosed him with mild cerebral palsy. I'm a mama to all of this boy with all these things happening with him, and I'm like pushing him along, encouraging him to move. I'm like, baby, you can't tell me we not in the ring together. My baby is strong. And so I just want to encourage mothers, especially NICU moms, to enjoy the pace and the journey of becoming a new woman, of becoming not just a new mother, but a new woman. It is a beautiful journey if you let it be. It is the most exhilarating, crazy, scariest, loving, exciting, nerve-wracking journey. But when I tell you, when you partner with God and you partner with peace, baby, that paper could say your son has. I'm like, oh, okay. I know what we're gonna do. I know, I know. So I just think it is so important to partner with God, partner with peace, and not be afraid to become that new woman. Because on the other side, I can't wait to see what, content creator Mama Tot looks like. I don't even know her yet. I haven't even really tapped into that. I'm still doing some old stuff because it's easy. I take a break when I want. I get paid here, there. I do well. I'm grateful. I've done a lot online, so I'm not pressed. But I can't wait to see. And she's gonna be new for all of us. I'm like, look at me, y'all. Wish she is the moment now.
So thing that you say you haven't quite, obviously each new day, each new challenge, each new thing brings about a new thing that potentially forces you to change and evolve and things of that sort.
Yeah.
But what is one of the things that one of the characteristics or kind of experiences that is new to you in motherhood that has surprised you the most?
Oh my gosh. So, well, I think I'm a little more stern than I thought I would be. But then my friends, everyone says I'm not. So I don't know. Everyone, I could be on the phone feeling like I'm yelling. And my friend, she's like, you're so good with him. I'm like, girl, you put him in the backyard and just let him play. And so I feel like I am. I feel like I did not think I would be as stern, I guess, but I also do let my son explore. So I think I have more of a balance than I realized I would. I think I am stern, I am gentle. But I'm also, it's another thing I've noticed about me. I'm not afraid. Where I moved into a townhome, and we moved from a high rise to a townhome. Okay. So there's stairs. Most townhomes have stairs. And my son, who walks on his toes, and everyone is freaking out about the stairs. He's gonna learn. I put some gates just to protect initially. Y'all, that baby, he be walking up the stairs with his phone, his toy balls. He be having his fun. Like, where are you going? He can navigate the stairs up. He can crawl up them, walk them. like we've been here. I've literally moved a month and a half ago. He's moving those stairs like he was born in this house. I am not afraid to let him explore. And I was never thought I would be that type of mom. I thought I was gonna be a helicopter mom.
Mm.
So that's again a whole new girl. I had never. I'm meeting myself for the. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm calming other people down when they come over. I'm like, no, 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 he's okay. My mother's like, I can't even look at him. Girl, look, he's good. Yeah, so I'm
She's
shocked.
like, I just want him to have his eyes on the stairs while he's walking up them.
That's it. That's it. Get your toy, whatever you need, but you have to focus, son. Focus. And he is a very careful child. He's very careful. Yeah.
Let's, talking about Dylan for a second. What is the most heartwarming thing that your son or Dylan has ever done that you just like didn't expect it, but he just out of left field surprised you with this thing?
Oh my God. I don't know. Dylan is very affectionate. Oh my God. Some days I am all touched out because he is so, I mean, sometimes if I was sitting here, if he was here with me while we're doing this, he would just kiss me. And I mean, but he grabs my face and he's like, let me give you a kiss. But when he first started doing that, I was like, oh my God. You know, I think with anything our kids do, when we first see it, we're like, oh. Now I'm like, boy, if you do not let my face go, he be pulling. Yeah, he is very, yeah. I'm gonna pull a picture up and see if I can show you guys. But yeah, when he first did that, he's something else.
Just said she is all touched out. I think that's hilarious.
Oh, here's
I have a friend.
I don't know if you can look at him.
Oh, yep. Face all of, yep. I see it.
Like if the boy could become if he could just be in my skin.
I pretty much call AJ. I'd be like, he's my little shadow. So just get used to seeing him whenever you see me.
There you go.
Because he's gonna be right here. He's like
right there.
Right there.
Yep.
However close you let him get. It's gonna be right here or it's gonna be right here. However close.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Okay, I'm not alone. Yep.
You know it so much. And I think that's so sweet, right? Again, just unexpected surprises in motherhood, that us people who, you know, haven't had their own children may not know, because that's that day to day. Okay. I'm the auntie who shows up and then I get to glean. Y'all got the day going on.
Girl. Yes. Listen, enjoy. Enjoy. But I'm gonna tell you, before having Dylan, I enjoyed. I showed up, I was at everything, and then I left. And then I came back, and then I left. I enjoyed. So when the day-to-day came, I'm like, okay, you got me, guys. Yeah. Surprise.
I will say, so me and you, when you were telling your story, have very similar structures in our family, right? I'm the oldest grandchild, have a younger brother who's 12 years younger, and have a lot of younger cousins as well. So I very much like.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Story. But it's so different, and people don't tell you how different it is to be the auntie who's like, oh yeah, I'll take the kids to the Chuck E. Cheese for a day, like whatever, McDonald's, right? Like to be able to just pop in versus to be like you said, no, he like at the top of our call, how you were like, no, he has been with me every day of these 3 years. It's so. I don't think I had a friend who asked me early on, right? And this is not about me, but I just will share this because
I want to know.
Honest response when my friend asked me, it was 2 or 3 months into motherhood. And she was just like, you know, how is it? How are you doing? And my response was literally just like, it's demanding. Because like, I don't think that anybody or anyone, it doesn't matter if you're married, if you have older, like parent caregivers, they still want autonomy. They don't really want you to be around. They just want you to help when they need help.
Right.
So like, there's just certain other scenarios and situations that you find yourself in don't really demand that much of your time and energy and focus and attention and love and all the things.
All the things
parenthood does. And so that was my real response. I was like, it's just demanding, but it's like the most rewarding and, you know, most demanding thing that you would ever want.
No lies told. Is AJ in school? Okay, I know we might have to.
No, when I say we're two peas in a pod right here, this little boy is right here with me.
Shadow.
Girl.
We're gonna go to brunch.
We go now. Okay, I didn't know. Okay.
Yes.
Whew, okay, we'll talk.
It's a shadow.
It's so real.
I keep telling Kayla we gotta figure out how to put him on the payroll because he's here.
Dylan's in all of my meetings. Yes, I believe he does
all the time.
He probably is right on Zoom, like, hey.
Exactly.
Yes.
He approves everything.
There you go.
Yeah,
nothing goes out without his approval.
Right, at all. No, we need. Did AJ see this?
Right.
For Black mothers who raise their children in a culture that wasn't built to support them. For Black mothers who look at all odds and create opportunities. For Black mothers that teach their children to be the kings and queens they are and make every moment matter. We see you, and you deserve every good thing. As you celebrate the Black women who nurture and love you into wholeness, think about how you can care for them well all year. A Betterness Box subscription does that, and it's available for your mom today. Visit betternessbox.com to grab yours just in time for Mother's Day. So just really quick to touch back on like this new, pre-mother Tot and post-mother Tot, right? I'm really curious to know, I'm sure you had a solid self-care wellness routine before. What does that look like now, right? How do you prioritize self-care and wellness while juggling all the things we've been talking about? The glue
Girl.
That will not remove from your cheek, right?
I mean, the glue. Okay. I don't. So, I'm trying to think, how can I want to articulate this well. I don't have a solid self-care plan, right? I do have a solid self-care plan, but I want a cute one. I don't have like a cute, like, ew, what are the girls doing? I want to be one of the girls. Nah, girl, listen, let me tell you something. I be home. I do not pressure myself to do anything outside of my realm of what I'm doing. Whatever that means. I know that my season of kind of socializing again is coming back. I'm like, all right, God. But this is happening. I do not push myself to do anything outside of my scope of like with work, momming, and meing. So if I just want to try a recipe, I do. I want to just sit on the couch, I do. I don't if I don't feel like I'm on a total social media break, not even because it was planned. I have brands that are like, hey, are you going to post that? I'm like, it's coming. Give me 1 second, Shea Moisture. I gotcha. I'm taking a self-care break because I don't feel it, so I don't do it. I used to run my business like a machine. No matter hell, sleet, snow, winter, summer, spring, fall. For 7-8 years straight, you got Sundays with Tot. Hashtag Sundays with Tot. Check it out, y'all. You never followed. That's what I used to do. And every Sunday I showcase a look. You guys know I work with brands. I don't feel like it, so I don't. And what I'm grateful for is that I have run my business so structured online for so long that I have been able to take things offline and have amazing clients that refer me and keep me extremely busy, that I don't have to do anything what I have to do is work with my clients, with my style clients, my social media strategy clients, those clients where I'm working with them and building their businesses, but I don't have to put on makeup. So I don't. I did it for you girls because I got to show up right, for y'all. Put some respect on your name. I said, listen, pull it together. Tatiana. Got to put your name when pep talking. But yeah, for self-care, I do what I can and I do, and what I can't, I give myself an extra dosage of grace to just be okay. Unapologetically, just no. I don't push
I
I was
think that.
a pusher. I used to push myself to achieve
Mhm.
goals, to knock it out the box, an overachiever, I work really hard, but I was just going. Now I make my commitments to my clients. I honor those commitments. I go above and beyond where there is space for, and where if I have nothing left to give,
I love it.
that's it.
Denise talks about that. She said, and period, right?
Period.
Denise, you often talk about that too, right? Like proactively removing responsibility. And I don't know that people realize, and one of the reasons we started this podcast, I know it's a bar, it's a whole thing. She
That's
got a whole
good.
program for it. But we started Good Better Betterness, this podcast, to talk about doing less, right? Like all the podcasts are like, here's what you do, 5 steps for this. Da-da-da. It's like, can we just rest? Can we just not do the things, right? And so I love that you are marking, yes, doing less, deciding to say no as a form of self-care. It's not the doing, it's the being that I think is most important. And so I love that. I love that.
You better say
Great tip.
that, girl. Thank you. You better say that
Yes.
now. I'm in the right space. I'm with my people. When I'm with my people.
I have a question about that though. So it's one, I think a lot of us reach that point when we don't have, like when we got to the point where it's like, I actually have no more to give. Right.
Yeah.
Or like I'm
Burnout.
physical body is burnt out. The doctor's telling me this, my gut is telling all the different things. Like we reach that point. I would say our generation, because I think our moms and our, older generation, I think that they probably a lot of the stuff that's manifesting in their bodies right now are results of them not being able or having the opportunity and the privilege to be able to say like, no, I'm not.
Yep.
But I will say like our generation, we are still pushing ourselves, right? Because I think that's kind of like how we were nurtured as Black women in America. But we are balancing now a little bit of self-care. That's just manifest even better into the next neighborhood or not the next generation, right?
Exactly.
Of, like, not even showing up exhausted and being able to get that. For you, was it like a conscious decision that you made with yourself, or was there like something that was going on and you were literally like the doctor was like, stop, like you have, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think it's a different experience that brings everybody to that.
When
they kind of get to that point of like, I can only give what I have to give.
No, that's so real. Definitely wasn't like medical advice or anything. It was mentally I didn't have it. It was, and so it's interesting because I have tried in different areas to kind of try to get back or kind of do, which is why I know I have to accept that I'm what this new woman looks like. Because I kept trying to, it was like, Kayla, you shaking your head, like trying to fit like something, a square in a circle or however they say, it just wasn't fitting.
It's not right. It's like in your spirit, you be like, this ain't it.
This ain't it. This ain't it. And I think it wasn't even like, you know what, I'm gonna stop. It wasn't even like that, like boom. It was just like slowly but surely. I said, that's not gonna happen. People are like, I've had people ask about like Sundays with Ty coming back. I'm like, I don't know. We'll see what that looks like. Next year will be 10 years of starting an actual blog. And I know that's crazy, right? Yeah,
That's crazy.
I remember being in the Waffle House, girl, and we had that conversation.
It'll never get old. Denise remembers when I was just thinking, I was working full time, and I was like, I think I want to start a blog. What do you guys think? With y'all, And then this man walked up, an angel from heaven, and he said, "Ma'am, you ready?" Sir, what? And I wasn't even in Chicago. He did not know. Yeah, we were in Texas.
In Austin.
Yep.
At like it had to be 4 o'clock in the morning in a Waffle House. Like legitimately, this man had no idea who she was.
We had all Beyonce shirts on. It was so far from like because our friend was getting married and we were there. We love her. So we just out here like out here. And here he is telling me what God gave him for me and was to launch this. And I had been talking to them about it. So they're all knowing like, oh, this is what she was saying. This is real. Yeah. And it changed my life. It changed my life. And me slowing back down and pulling back from that has also changed my life. As big as it was to start, it was just as big for me to shift the dream, if you will, or not the dream, because the dream is the same, but kind of shift what that execution looks like. Because I'm truly living my dream. Like, I don't think, I hate when people start talking slow on podcasts and it don't be that deep. I'm like, yeah, it's not that deep. But so here I am talking slow like it's deep, but listen to me. I don't know if how people really realize, y'all know I'm not playing. They be like, you be like, that was not a bar. But for real, okay, for real, for real. I want people to think about how much of what you're living is what you prayed for. Like, look around you. There are things that you have and things that you thought about and prayed for. And I hated corporate America. And now I work for myself. Baby, you can't tell me God is not real. You cannot tell me. And I didn't know what that was going to look like. I'm like, oh, this is how this is going to look. I know this, and this is going to be my vehicle out of that. And it has like really developed into something that has blown my mind, where I don't even have to do the things that I don't like want to do.
Yeah, I have one little question on this.
Why is it the question? I'm just talking.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand it over to you for
giving it to us, sis.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
A lot of times we don't consider that what it takes to start something is not the necessarily same thing that it takes to sustain it, right? So can you talk a little bit about like what it took to start what you're doing a little bit, and then this new transition that you're making, like what is it taking to sustain? And there's different things that are necessary, right? So how has that been for you? Like just understanding and learning, like I don't need the Tot that started this 10 years. You're not the same person, right? People move on.
Yeah.
So you're not the same person. And it takes a different person to sustain, trying to achieve versus what it took to actually start that.
Yeah. I like how little Miss Oprah drops these questions and then it just goes on mute. Y'all both. I don't know.
She know for sure.
I'll
be the Gail.
I was gonna say this is Gail, because Gail don't play either. Now, when you watch your interview, Gail, you'll be like, well, tell us how you feel, Miss Gail. Okay. This is hyper hot tea. Whew. It takes so much faith to start anything. It takes so much faith and belief in who you are, what you have, your gifts to the world, faith in that God literally created you for such a time as this. When you're starting and you're launching, I think that is just a supernatural faith, right? And so many people are teaching people like when you start things that you have to come with these solutions and all of this stuff, right? But I think all of that is cool, but I think you have to have this belief that you have a solution. Cool, business talk, right? But that you have something that can change how people like live, how people think. And when I started, my hope and my prayer and what I felt so deep, and what that man at Waffle House confirmed, again, a stranger who was like, you got it, sis. What you're doing, it's time to go. He was like, you have something in you and it needs to be birthed right now. It's right there. And knew I just had these thoughts and these gems that I felt like would be helpful to people based off of my experiences. One of those experiences are losing Farrah. One of that is, that's one of those experiences. So not just like, oh, I got all this gems like wisdom. I'm talking about some deep pain, some grief, and I knew I was ready to share it. And I had to face that when I shared this on this blog and this platform, that women would be able to see that there's a woman that looks like them that can partner with them, and we can heal together, we can hurt together, we can, this doesn't have to look pretty. It can look ugly and it can be real, because I bled a lot on social media. I was very transparent about that journey. And I think that was the faith. What I needed to start was the faith. When it came to sustaining it, everybody talk about the pivot, right? You have to be able to ride with the times. It's like you are in a car, you're traveling, and it's like, oh, there's a mountain, there's a hill, there's a dip. Okay, come up, because everybody's talking now on social media. When I started talking, there wasn't as many, the space wasn't spacing. Everyone has a story to tell, everyone has this is my little corner of the internet. And it was a little different when I started. So to sustain it, to sustain this business, I really had to begin to pivot into deeper understandings of not just what people needed, but who I am and who God created me to be for the moment. So right now I'm like, who's this girl and how do I serve the moment? The moment in the culture, the moment in Christianity, the moment in believers and non-believers, the moment, what do I have and what does that look like? The moment for moms who have a story that is a little more complex than, the norm, the percentages that we look at, like this many children have this. What does that look like for me? And how do I serve the moment? And I think that has helped me sustain. And listen, my tagline for my business is I create innovative solutions for everyday women. So whatever the girls need, if I'm gifted, I'll give it. So I have social media clients, social media management clients. I have 6 clients that I manage their social medias, big and small businesses. I love it. I saw your face. Like, this is what I do. I studied it. I started early. It is what I provided. I started to say, okay, I can take that off of your plate. As a wardrobe stylist, I don't want to just dress you for the moment. Let me change your life. Let me change your closet. Let me change how you walk in a room, sis. Let me change how you really, when you walk in, do you take up space? That's what I love, and that's what totally taught my business. The blog birthed these different businesses and entities. And that is really just understanding, what does the moment need and how can I serve my people at a greater level than just we're grieving together. Because remember, it started April 3rd, my baby's birthday. So that's my little tidbit. I need to listen to that again because I need to hear.
Listen, the faith activator and strategist Tot has entered the chat. That is who has arrived. I just want everybody to know and understand.
Wow.
She is here. Absolutely. And I hear it threaded through everything you're talking about, right? And it's hitting because everyone has been there. Everyone has had an idea, been afraid to start it, or started it and maybe didn't sustain it or maintain it for whatever reason. And sometimes that's what's supposed to happen, right? But also starting something and having enough faith to see it change. And I think it takes faith for both, right? To start it and then have enough to see it change and it not be controlled by like your fist, right? You like holding on so tight.
Yes.
It's like, let's see how this can move, right? It's still the same dream, like you said. So I think that's amazing. I want to know from faith activator and strategist Tot, any scriptures, right, around that and that kind of same theme around how faith has like played a role in the motherhood, the journey, all of it, right? I feel like you got some scripture. You got some You got some hitters. I'm gonna call them hitters.
No, well, let me see the scripture up. I don't want to mess this up, but the scripture that comes to mind, and oh, this is so good because I just love the word of God, y'all. And I be like, I'm like, God, I'm coming back because I used to be deep in my word, but I'm coming. I got my study Bible. Last night I was like, let me
Right.
whip out my study Bible, you know. But the scripture, He has begun a good work. Let me pull that up because I
Okay.
want people. I don't want to mess. I don't want to butcher that. That would be so bad.
I agree. I understand. You want to get it right. I
Get it
understand.
right. Thank you. Okay, let me see. Y'all, this right here, Philippians 1:6. Being confident in this, that He who began a good work in you will carry it out to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. Or to other people, so another translation says, when Jesus Christ returns. So until the end. So if you began a good work in me, if you know what you have, God started it, then He that began that in you, it don't stop.
Mm-mm.
That's
Mm-mm.
it. It won't,
Yeah.
even when it comes to motherhood, when it comes to business, like God, if you gave me this, you began this in me, we will see you. What He began a good work, He will carry it out. You will carry this out. You blessed me with this child. You will carry this out. He will be a successful young man. He will be a healthy young man. My son is totally healed. He is, I mean, when I say all of the things that I declare and decree, that he will have educators who love him, who see him, who honor him, who see his gifts, that see beyond what the eye sees. I believe that everything that is in front of us, if we believe it, that God gave it to us, He will see it out, that He will carry it out until completion. And if it's still feeling like it's not complete, so keep going. Keep going. It's still
Right.
dot, dot, dot. The period is not there. I mean, really, just like what y'all doing. It's like it starts with this, it starts with that. We evolve to this. Oh, this is what we're doing now. These are the lives. Here's the podcast. I mean, what's next?
Not
Y'all
afraid to pivot.
not
You can't be
afraid,
afraid to pivot.
not be afraid to pivot. And really, this is how do we serve the culture better? You guys are serving people, understanding this is a platform and a tool that people use to get information. So here y'all are giving information, feeding the souls.
Gotta go where the people are. Gotta go where the people are. Listen, we moved to a townhome and we just trying to learn how to walk on stairs. That's all. That's it. That's all we trying to do.
That is a word. That's a word.
God.
That's
Thank
a
you,
word.
Dylan. You taught us some things.
In the next phase, we'll be on Dylan's terms. We'll be able to multitask. We walk up the stairs while we on our phone.
Holding the toy.
Right.
Yeah.
Just trying to walk up.
He's like, I got my phone. I got
multitasking. We're just trying to get up the stairs right now.
right now we're trying to crawl up the stairs. Yep. Yeah, that's good. Y'all, this
Love
is
it.
bless me. Wow.
Oh, I'm so happy. We got one question for rapid fire. I'm gonna let Denise ask this one because I'm actually curious.
Uh-oh.
Which one are you? Let me see.
She don't even know where.
No, you know what? Because I was gonna ask one more question just to close out the interview piece, and then we were gonna do rapid fire. So,
Oh, okay.
One more question. Because we this interview has called you to wear many of your crowns that you wear. But the wardrobe stylist consultant, Tot, has only tipped her toe into the conversation. One of the things that you said that did stand out to me though was I'm not just your wardrobe stylist, right? I want to actually change you and how you feel about yourself, the confidence that you have when you step into a room, and improve, your own self image and how you feel in your own body. I think that I'm going to bring that back to the motherhood conversation because the confidence and just how people feel, right? There's a lot of hormones. There's a lot of stuff involved in that entire process from literally inception all the way through to years after, right? Really is what it is. So, just wanted to see if you could share any kind of tips for moms who are looking to kind of like regain their confidence after having a child, right? Because they say 6 months you start to feel like yourself. it could be 6 years for some, right? Like,
Yep.
it really, there's no time on when you actually, and it could be never, right? Based off what you just said, right? You were literally saying, like, I am a whole nother person. How do you get to the point where you just embrace today and who you are and really start to move forward with a new level of newfound confidence, from
Yeah.
our wardrobe stylist consultant Tot's lens?
Okay, first of all, I love that you call them crowns. I like that. Thank you. I love that so much. Oh my God. Okay, I love that. Okay. This is okay. I love what you said too, because I don't, like you said, people say, oh, you'll get back after 6 months, a year, and all of these different things, sometimes never. But don't let it be a mom who did a NICU journey, has a child with any type of special need. Because I think we say special needs mom, but any type of specialty need that your child may have, baby. Oh my God. Okay. And then some people, so we have twofold, and I'm gonna make it quick because some people, I have my best friend, her son, he's my godson, he's 10. She had him, her feet never went back to the size shoe she wore before. So sometimes it's just physical in a sense where you can't even help it. It's not even a style thing, right? But I think one of the ways that we can that moms can begin to feel more confident is, and this is going to sound so cliche or maybe not, but after you do the mental work, go into your closet and just get rid of the things that you cannot fit or no longer serve you. I'm gonna tell y'all what I did. So I began to separate my Sundays with Tot clothes, and I began to invest in loungewear. So I got fancy homebody, Skims.
Okay, fancy homebody. I see you.
Yes. I even did a shoot with a whole set from them because I'm like, you know what, mom type, what I need is this. Like my certain bags that I would carry, I had to shift that to a crossbody. So I want to encourage moms to feel more confident. You have to get pieces that serve your life exactly where you are. And so let go of the old, even if you start, and sometimes I challenge myself, go into your closet, go in, get rid of 3 things. And now go buy 3 things that I'll wear this on a Wednesday. I'll wear this on a Thursday. I'll wear this on just things that you'll wear in the middle of the week where you aren't doing anything. You will begin to love that new style. But what happens is we have all of these pre-mom clothes, right? And then our everyday clothes is like leggings. Well, no, get the good leggings, mom. But you don't want to invest in that. So invest in loungewear. Invest in whatever your day-to-day looks like. If you were wearing tons of, oh, y'all should see my gym shoes I wore today. My sneaker game is elevated. It wasn't even too shabby, but let me tell you, it's elevated, okay? Because guess what this mom wears? Sneakers. Okay, if you're from Chicago, you say gym shoes. I got whatever you want to call it, but I wear them all. So guess what? I got all the dunks for Christmas. He got me dunks. Dylan's dad dunks. Because I want the colors. I want the vibe. I want to look like the moment. I want to be myself. But I know the girl that wore the heels, she's not there anymore. I'm not wearing heels. I'm not the mom that's gonna wear heels in the parent drop off line.
Right.
No. I'm not wearing heels to therapy with my son. I'm not tiptoeing in Shirley Ryan pediatrics, physical therapy in heels. No. Okay. Absolutely not. I'm going to have some Air Max on, some Dunks, some Yeezys. So I just say that to say, go into your closet, remove what no longer serves you. Do not play games with yourself, and then begin to fill your closet with loungewear and things that will serve your current season. And then when you go to the grocery store and you looking fine as wine, you start to feel more confident. Like I'm just shopping for bread, and look at me.
The bread matches the ones. So
Hello. That's the one. That's it. That is
funny.
Ariana's today. I'm gonna wear the little brown.
That's it. Hello. I'd be like, which sneaker do I want to go with? Give me this green yellow combo. Yeah. Yep. Though I love the waffle ones. I mean, I'm just I know all the names, Listen, yes.
Denise is a whole sneakerhead. For those of you who do not know,
He is.
I think Denise has an entire room, and she has like the setup where it's like the little cubbies. Like every single pair has a little cubby. It's not a joke. It's not a game when it comes to Denise and her shoes, her and her husband.
I'm talking to the right, because AJ be fresh, baby. AJ,
Huh,
he be.
huh.
I'm
My
a,
boo be out here.
I be looking at the boys like, okay, ooh, we like this. Come on now. You better.
You gotta
I'm
pick the boys' clothes. They don't have a whole lot for the kids. You have with the boys' clothes, they got, you gotta pick through it and make your own style because they don't.
listen, mommy style.
The girl section is like 80% of the child's clothes store, and it's absolutely just adorable, cute stuff. Like you just walk up with your eyes closed, pick up some stuff off the rack, and your little girl is gonna be cute.
Yep. You
The
are
girl
not.
stuff, you gotta be like, let me, can I? Okay, I'm gonna pair this with that. You gotta add your own little flair to it. So
You do a great job. You do.
thank you.
You do.
All
This
right.
has been
I hope that helps. I hope that helps people.
I think it will. Yeah. And what I hear is it's again a common theme, the thread of this shifting, this pivoting, this flowing, right? Being in the flow. Our season right now is she is evolving, and the book that came with this box is Dare to Bloom by Zim Flores, the really pretty book, but amazing book about transitions and hard seasons in life. And it is an amazing, amazing book that helps women and really anybody figure out like, what is God trying to do in this season? What does that mean? What does this shift mean? What can it look like? Not being married and holding on tight to certain things. So what I hear you saying throughout this entire episode is being open to that, enjoying the moment, accepting that you are different, not trying to be the old thing, because that I can imagine resentment, bitterness, right? You trying to be this old thing. You got a whole section in your closet you won't let go of because you just let it go, sis. I just cleaned out my closet and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I gotta just let it go. It's the don't serve you because some of it fits. And I'd be like, but I haven't worn this in 3 years. Why is it here? Like I had to let it go.
That is why I say that, because people love to say, oh, it fits, but does it serve your current season? And if you keep it, you have to wear it within 30 days. That's my rule.
Oh, that's a good tip. That's good. That's another
You
gem.
can be like, I wore it.
All right.
That's tough. I had
For one thing.
That's tough. Because you're not leaving the house. Like, I mean, I gotta have some stuff when I go out the house once every 30 days, Todd.
Just let it go.
It don't serve you.
It doesn't serve you. And you know, it's funny because you know it too. Whatever it is that you have in mind, you know you can let it go, right? You too fly.
So on my last move, when I moved here about a year ago, I did have a friend who does wardrobe consulting and things of that sort. I just had her come over and I did a process. And she was like, 3 piles, absolutely keep, maybe, I don't know. And then the other pile. And she told me, Denise, do not buy one more hoodie. And I was like, well, clearly that's my wardrobe. I want to wear hoodies and flat sneakers. I'll throw on a leather skirt or whatever else with it. You know what I mean? But I want to wear some hoodies and a sneaker.
I know. Well, good. Because sometimes you have to bring in a professional. If you know you don't have the courage or the energy, do what Denise did.
Gotta bring somebody sometimes. Because it's a mental hurdle a lot of times to get to the process that's needed to actually kind of like get to that breakthrough.
No lies told.
All right, Kayla. I couldn't let our wardrobe consultant, just tip her toe in. I needed to go a little deeper on that. So if you want to step into this next segment.
Yes, let's get to the rapid fire. You ready, Tom? I don't know if you're ready, girl. Oh, wait, no, she getting ready. Y'all got to watch the video version of this podcast if you're listening, because she over here doing pump it up, pump it up, pump it up, pump it up.
We showing our age, y'all. Just Blake.
We are.
Right.
The Gen Zers are like, what is this song? Okay. First question. Favorite children's book?
Ella on the air. Did I say it right?
Yes. All right, you can get that on Amazon. Our
Yes.
dear friend Ariana Randolph is the author on that. Ella on the L.
That's the last book we bought. Yep.
There you
I
go.
love it.
All right, next up, what is your go-to comfort food as a mom?
Go-to comfort food. It's not a food, it's a drink. Ginger ale or cranberry, pineapple, ocean spray.
Oh, okay.
I didn't
Just
even know that was a thing.
Either.
let it change your life.
Oh, I'm excited. Oh yeah. I'm getting that this week.
Ooh, baby. It's bad. I gotta stop. I'm drinking water now because I have to lay off. Okay.
I'm not an addicted to ocean spray. Okay, we're gonna pray for you, girl.
Okay. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, funniest thing your child has ever said.
Child. He just said it yesterday to his sister. His sister was doing his car seat. She said, "Child, this is tight." He said, "Child." And I was like, I didn't even hear it, but everyone, that his dad and his sister were texting me like, he said, "Child." So that's the first thing that came to mind. Like, why would you say that?
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
And then the last rapid fire. What's the most unexpected joy that you've experienced from motherhood?
The most unexpected joy. Oh my God. The most getting him dressed. Because as a wardrobe stylist, I only style women.
Mm.
I never really knew what it was going to be like styling a boy. To Denise's point, you don't just put clothes on a boy, you have to style them. And I love styling my son. I did not I I did not expect that. Yeah, we have a good.
That's good.
Yeah.
They just got a little watch, and he was wearing his little watch in the house yesterday. People was like, "See, it's little things like that though that you don't think of." Like, I'm just
Yes.
off the rack.
Oh, I love it. You got to tell me where you got it from.
Oh, this is the thing. He be running around all the time, so I got him a little Sonic the Hedgehog watch because I'm like, he just runs.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it.
So let's close this out with a quote. It says, Black motherhood in all its various forms represents safety, protection, and respite for generations of people who could find it nowhere else. And that is by Ashley Simpo. She's a writer, editor, whose stories, are centered around Black womanhood and motherhood for New York Times, from the Crown magazine. I love the Crown magazine. And she writes in parents magazines and more as well. But this has been amazing, absolutely inspiring. I cannot wait. We had to run it back with Tot because we knew it was going to be fire. So we're so, so, so thankful and honored that you took the time to join us today. And before we let you go, is there anything you'd like to promote? A website, while you on hiatus, you can still get some followers, girl. So website, social media handles, anything you want our amazing listeners to check out.
Follow Jesus. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding, but there's more. Yes. Follow
Right.
Jesus. Okay. You can also follow me at Totally Tot3 on all social media. I will be back, but I definitely have tons of content that I share that has over the years. But for your styling needs, and for speaking and anything that I can, if you heard something that I can add to the conversation on, I love having powerful, authentic conversations. And so yeah, my website is iamtotallytot.com. And the archive, the blog is still live. It hasn't been a post in years, but it's archived. But totallytot.com was the original. And I am totally tot is the woman. That's me.
I love it.
Okay. Thank you guys. I'm just a fan. I'm a fan. So thank you.
Thank you. All right. Of course, happy Mother's Day to all the phenomenal mamas out there. We see you, we celebrate you, and we've got your back. Stay tuned for more Good, Better, Betterness podcast because the journey continues. Talk to y'all later. Peace. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, Tot.
Thank you.
Hey sis, we thank you for honoring yourself by taking the time to listen to the Good, Better, Betterness podcast. Thank you for joining us on the journey to betterness.